Tarmacworks has been firmly established in the 1/64 scale model car business for several years now, and more recently also with trading cards, which we have looked at in more detail in a separate video. In any case, Tarmacworks now offers an extremely wide range of model cars that we hardly know where to start and where to stop. Because every car fan will get their money's worth here. Whether you are a Formula One fan, Opel lover, hypercar collector, JDM fanatics, Liberty Walk supporter, or whatever, Tarmacworks is now at the top of its game. In addition, Tarmacworks offers many different categories of model car types. Our Road 64 with classic road cars in a bolted base, where the wheels cannot roll freely. Then there's Hobby 64, which focuses on race cars and modified vehicles, followed by Lobel 64, which includes cars that are not as detailed, but the wheels roll freely and are really unbeatable in price. Every month there is a so-called drop on the official Tarmacworks website, as we know it from our partnership webshop. Each month, numerous new models are presented and offered for sale. Tarmacworks has kindly provided us some cars of the latest drops for preview, and this lineup is beyond everything else. Fasten your seatbelts, because this lineup really is absolutely incredible. At Mercedes-AMG, Black Series has stood for very special automobiles since 2006, uncompromisingly sporty, with expressive design and the most consistent technology transfer from motorsport to series production. Black Series models are exclusive automotive rarities. They are not developed to disappear into collectors' garages, but for highly dynamic use on racetracks despite being road legal. The AMG GT Black Series is a new highlight in this tradition. It is the most powerful Mercedes-AMG with a V8 production engine. The Tarmacworks model comes in so-called Magma Beam Orange and was released in the Global 64 series. According to Tarmacworks, the models in this series are less detailed and particularly inexpensive. You have to take your hat off for this, because the model is bursting with detail and impresses. The spoiler sits straight and there are no inconsistencies with the lights, as is sometimes the case with Tarmacworks. Tarmacworks is also the first manufacturer to release the AMG GT Black Series in 1/64 scale. Short fact aside, Tarmacworks is the only manufacturer who have produced the C63, SLS, and GT Black Series so far in 1/64 scale. The next Global 64 model is the Koenigsegg Jesko Attack in blue, another absolute eye-catcher. We have already compared this model with other manufacturers in a previous video on YouTube, which you can watch here. For a Global 64 model, there is absolutely nothing to criticize here either. The exact reproduction of the construction of the spoiler was certainly a mammoth task. Hot Wheels had solved it by simply connecting it to the chassis, an ideal option for a $1 toy. Here, however, everything fits as it should, which you can clearly recognize. However, Mini Chi, for example, is similarly priced to the Global 64 models. However, the black areas are covered with imitation carbon fiber, which is not used on the Global 64 models from Tarmacworks. The color scheme of this version of the 1600 horsepower car is reminiscent of the vehicle that set the lap record for a homologated production car at. Koenigsegg again? Yes, you read that right. And not just a Koenigsegg, but the CC850, the latest flagship of the Koenigsegg family, which is also run by Tarmacworks under the Global 64 segment. The details are in place, the wheels roll, the rubbers are correctly fitted, and the parts are all properly glued. I remember all too well how small traces of glue could still be seen on both the Mini GT models and the Tarmacworks vehicles, especially on the windows and lights. Those days are definitely over. Tarmacworks had already released several Agera RS models years ago and now offers the CC850, the fourth model from Koenigsegg, in addition to the Jesko and Regera. The rise of Koenigsegg began 20 years ago in 2002, when series production of the Swedes' first super sports car started. If we're already in Koenigsegg mode, then let's do it properly. So it's time to round off the trio infernale with another new model from Tarmacworks. The Koenigsegg Regera in full carbon purple, based on the version that was presented at the Goodwood Festival of Speed 2019 and was allowed to prove itself on the hill climb. This model belongs to the Global 64 family and is therefore more detailed than the usual Tarmacworks models, but does not roll on its own. The base is decorated with Regera lettering and carbon elements to match the model. And we also learn from the base plate that this model is limited to just 3,552 units. Why such a strange number, I can't explain to myself. In any case, the carbon structure is extremely recognizable. The wheels are also in full carbon fiber, but in regular black, as are the side skirts, rear apron, and front section. In addition, a golden stripe adorns the center of the car as well as the sides. The Koenigsegg Regera was and is another technical milestone in the Koenigsegg family, as the Regera achieved an impressive 1,500 horsepower and a maximum torque of 2,000 Nm with its V8 plus 3 electric motors. Another masterpiece of automotive art is the Pagani Utopia in fully exposed carbon fiber as a presentation model. As is typical for Pagani, they usually show two different rim versions on the same car on their presentation models. This was also the case with Tarmacworks, as one side shows a different rim version than the other. A feature that I hadn't noticed at first glance, and which I found all the more surprising in retrospect. The base of the packaging, onto which the car is screwed, is also reminiscent of an exhibitor base used at car shows. As is typical for Global 64, the model comes screwed together without free spinning wheels, but impresses with its great attention to detail and the exposed carbon fiber. Unfortunately, the bonnet cannot be opened. CM model is ahead in this respect. A comparison with the Pagani Utopia, with numerous manufacturers, is in the pipeline. At Tarmacworks, it's Ferrari all the way. After the F40 models in racetrack mode and LM road versions, Tarmacworks is launching another classic that people tend to remember less. We are talking about the Ferrari F355 Challenge, which was used in a number of racing series. Incidentally, Tarmacworks has already announced further versions. This is the Macau Supercar race version from 1994, which also won the race. Since we are talking about a racing car here, it is assigned to Airbus 64, which is why the wheels do not roll and we can hold the model screwed together with an acrylic case in our hands. As you can see from the base plate, this model was created in collaboration with high-quality racing models, and Tarmacworks has already had good experiences with OXO in combination with Ferrari models, for example the 488 GT3 models. The paintwork and applied stickers fit perfectly, nothing is printed crookedly, but everything is in its place. Here, Tarmacworks has once again made significant improvements in terms of quality control. Incidentally, the model is classed as a special edition, is labeled with a special edition sticker, contains a quality card with a limitation number, and is supplied in a stylish Ferrari box. Tarmacworks delivers the Mitsubishi GSR Evolution twice, one in classic red with silver rims as Global 64, an incredibly beautifully executed model with a Japanese license plate at the rear. The second GSR comes in silver, also as a Global 64, but this time as a collector's box, which also contains a pack of Tarmac cards. These are exclusive to this model and give us more detailed information about the model, such as the fact that the two models are two of the 5 possible colors that could be ordered for the vehicle. The GSR Evo was intended as a Group A rally homologation car and was built around 5,000 times between 1992 and 1994. So this car is actually far rarer and more exclusive than the well-known Supras and Skylines. Thanks to Tarmacworks, the history of the GSR is being reopened and re-examined. In addition to the regular GSR Evo, Tarmacworks is also supplying the Evo 3 in this drop, which was sold in 1995 and was somewhat overshadowed by the subsequent generations. This is because we have already received the rally versions of the Evo 5 and Evo 6 from Tarmacworks, with the Evo 3 as a road version. Tarmacworks shows us that they also have what it takes with the road versions. It looks confusingly similar to the regular GSR models, but is a slightly tougher version of them. A larger rear spoiler, the single exhaust system compared to the GSR's duo pipes, the Evo 3 lettering on the side, and OZ rims make the Evo 3 even more radical. Now, which model do you like best? Let us know in the comment down below. You can get these models directly on tarmacworks.com or via local reseller, which we've linked both in the description. Thank you as always for watching and support. See you next time. Cheers.